Greetings, family. My name is Arlene, and I teach people how to have harmonious communication as well as speak their truth in a loving way. So, tonight I'm going to talk about how it is that you should not compromise on the things that you would deem as your non negotiables and your needs. So your non-negotiables are those things that would be considered deal breakers. I know that oftentimes when I was still in that place of actually dating, that when a person had one of those issues that I would have considered a deal breaker, I didn't even bother going on a date with them because you're not going to want to be in a place of actually wasting your time or theirs because you don't necessarily see a future in being involved with them. Needs are those things that you're going to need in order for the relationship to continue. So when you get to that place, if you find that the person is not able to meet that need, it is best for you to part ways with that individual. If they say, well, that's too much, I can't do that, you know, end it as quickly as you can because you don't want to be in a place where you develop strong feelings for an individual that isn't able to meet your needs. Because if you compromise on those things that are non-negotiables and that are needs, you're going to find that you're going to be in a place of conflict, and you could have avoided it very early on. Don't be in that place of what I would call, let's see how it fits. No, no. Be in a place of giving space for what it is that you desire to have come into your experience. I say this because when I got into that place of sort of streamlining what it was that I wanted and what I needed for a relationship to have, and and those things that were non-negotiables, it made the whole process, that whole dating process, a whole lot easier because it freed up my time for my ideal to come in. An idea of a non-negotiable would be like one of my non-negotiables was that I really could not be involved with someone that smoked. One of the reasons being was that I didn't actually like the taste of smoke. I had dated a guy that when I met him, he wasn't a smoker, but he had developed that particular vice over the years. And then when I met him again, when I kissed him, it was like licking an ashtray. And I decided never again, never again, because you don't know until you know. But I had that experience and I had decided, yeah, I can't do that. I know that my husband and I had had a conversation about, dating smokers. And what he told me was that his experience with dating a smoker was such that, it isn't that it goes all up in through your system. And that being intimate with a person who smoked means that taste of smoke is all over that individual's bodies, even in the nether regions, like their stuff takes like an ashtray. So it it isn't just a matter of trying to clear out your breath, it is all up in your system. So that was a non-negotiable. And plus, my child had asthma, and asthma and smoking did not mix. Another non-negotiable for me was that I really could not be involved with a person who was a heavy drinker because I I don't really drink like that. I mean, I do, very, very occasionally on special holidays and things of that nature, but it isn't something that, it wasn't something that I partaked in every single day. So that was a non-negotiable. And plus, alcoholism kind of ran in my family, and I didn't really want to have anything to do with that. Some other non-negotiables had to do with a person who was not manipulative, somebody who would be truthful and honest to a degree where it was so honest that it could possibly hurt my feelings. I prefer, truth being delivered with kindness. However, I would rather have the bitter tart truth than a saccharine lie. And that was a non-negotiable for me as well. And wants are those things that help you to stay in a relationship. For instance, one of my needs is, my love language. One of my love languages is physical touch. I don't mean necessarily, having sex with an individual all the time or that or anything like that, but I just mean like being in a place where, giving a reassuring tap on the shoulder, giving a periodic kiss, just it just, letting a person know, a hug. Those things were things that I did not recognize right away that it was a need in order for me to stay in a relationship, but it's a need in order for me to feel loved. There were a number of other things, but these were things that I could not compromise on. And oftentimes I was in a place of really sort of observing the other person to see whether or not they were a fit for that. The smoking and the drinking, I could disqualify people right away, but the needs, they took a little bit more time. Oftentimes I would make a request, and if they weren't able to honor that request, I would just go ahead and just say, I don't think that this is a work, we're not a match, and then just move on. And the reason that you want to be in a place of being succinct and telling people to move on is because you do not want to be in a place where you cultivate a level of intimacy where you find it more and more difficult to part from that person. When you know that it doesn't fit, it's best to just cut your losses and let that person go, or reformulate that relationship and have it be something else other than, what you thought it was going to be in terms of an intimate relationship. There is no reason why that relationship, that relationship has to transform and change in order for you to have the opening there for the person who is more ideal to come into your experience. Anyway, I think that is it for this evening. If you found this information useful, go ahead and subscribe, like, and also share and make a comment. And, I will be making my weekly content. So that is it for this evening. May peace and power be with you wherever you go. Blessings, family.